YouTube? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you guys are watching this video. Track stabbing back at y'all with another one. Thank you for tuning into 808s and Kicks. So I would have posted this video this past weekend. I was busy on Saturday helping one of my buddies move, and yesterday was Father's Day, so I kind of just needed to take some time to myself on Father's Day. Those of you that don't know, my pops passed away, you know, not too long ago. You know, even though it's been over a year, you know, I just needed some time to myself. You know, those of you that's dealt with loss and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure you all can relate. But I'm here today making this video talking about a pair of sneakers that released that sold out, that, you know, some people was surprised, some people wasn't surprised. Me myself, I'll be honest with you guys, I wasn't surprised that they sold out, just due to the simple fact that it seemed like it was a decent amount of hype behind those sneakers and stuff. And yeah, you know, FOMO did it again, you know. But with all that said, with all that being said, guys, let's go and bust these bad boys out and get a look at them. All right, guys. All right, here we have it. Here we have it in that Jordan box with the red Jumpman on top. How y'all feel about this Jordan box? Like, we've seen many different boxes that not just the 14s, but a lot of other Jordans have come in and stuff. Like, honestly, if you guys put it in the comment box, what is your favorite Jordan box? You know, we got so many different types of boxes that we've seen the Air Jordans come in these past years and stuff. Put it in the comment box. Me personally, guys, it's crazy. My favorite Jordan box is actually, you know, I'm not gonna say it's one of my best, but if I was to put it in my top 3, I'll say the Air Jordan 1. You know, I love that box. You know, it's classic. You know, you can't go wrong with a classic, right? But jumping right back into things, we have here our Air Jordan 14 Ferraris. This is the color of challenge red and black. I got these true to size, my size. Guys, you can't go wrong with going true to size in the 14s. I've always done it, and it's always worked out for me. Let's go and bust them out. So upon opening this, there's nothing special going on. You just get your regular white paper in these. You know, I'm kind of surprised that they gave us just plain white paper, you know. Excuse me. With the sneakers as well, you get both of your sneakers wrapped up. With it being suede and the dye stuff in it, I understand why they wrapped each shoe individually. It's all good. Now let's really bust them out. All right, guys, so here we have it fresh out the box. These are our Air Jordan 14 Ferraris. Not a bad shoe, not a bad shoe. And like I was saying, with the suede and stuff, you get your little tag, you know, it says, please note, due to the suede characteristic, please be aware there is potential color contamination to the upper and bottom unit. You know, I guess, you know, Nike got to put that, Nike and Jordan brand has to put that disclaimer out there, right? But of course, you know, this is the Air Jordan 14 Ferrari. It seems like a lot of people was really interested in securing a pair of these, and I don't know, I was kind of 50-50 on it in terms of were they gonna sell out or were they not gonna sell out. They did sell out, and hey, you know, I can't say I'm not surprised. A part of me kind of was. I thought, you know, that I knew they was gonna sell, but I didn't think that it will all sell out like that on release day. I thought like maybe a lot of sizes would sell out, then like, you know, a day or two later they'll all be gone. But hey, you never know, you know, you just never know. But jumping right on into things, you have your Air Jordan 14 Ferraris. The inspiration behind this shoe is from Jordan's Ferrari. He had a 550 Maranello, if I'm not mistaken. Hope I said that right, guys, but if I didn't, by all means, correct me in that comment box. But the inspiration from these is Air Jordan's Ferrari, hence the red color on it, of course. Jumping right into things, this upper is all around, is straight up suede. Not bad, not bad. And right here on, like, I guess you could say the ankle part, if you look at this Jordan logo, they made it look like the Ferrari logo, but it got Jordan on it, right? Pretty cool, pretty cool. Get your black laces on a nubuck tongue, black on black. Of course, at the top of the tongue, it says Jordan here. Behind it, it says 14 in Roman numerals. Let's talk about this midsole. So with this midsole here, it's not exactly carbon fiber, but it has that carbon fiber look on it. You know, I've never driven in a Ferrari. I've never had the luxury to even get a ride in one. But I know, like, with some of them, they have like that carbon fiber in it or whatnot. If I'm wrong, guys, please correct me. But I'm pretty sure this is the reason why they did the midsole like that. But it's pretty cool, you know, all around. You get your carbon fiber, you know, detail on the midsole here. Like that carbon, that little shank plate. This is not carbon. I don't want to say it's carbon, but your shank plate, of course, is kind of got like that metallic look to it. Not quite chrome. Back of the shoe. You get your Air Jordan with the 23 over it. Now, if you guys look closely, the whole makeup of this shoe was like, you know, like a sports car. You know, that's a lot of the detail in this came from not just because of this being a Ferrari, but a lot of the other Jordan 14s were inspired by pretty much a sports car, right? So if you look here down like by the sole, these are like, you know, supposed to be, you know, like your tail lights, you know what I mean? And if you look here in the inner part of the shoe, right there, you don't get sweat, you know, the little sweat holes up here, you know, for ventilation. You actually get it on the side right here. And if you think about it, you know, you can think, you know, let's think of, you know, the exhaust pipe on a car, you know? Pretty cool, pretty cool. Jumping to the bottom of the shoes, nothing too much going on. Like I said, you get that shank plate here, but you get your red Jumpman on that shank plate for support on your heel when you're doing your thing on the court. This pivot point here just says 14 right there in yellow. Pretty cool, guys, pretty cool. Not too bad. This is not the first time we've seen a pair of these as well. Originally, they released in 2014, and I have the 2014 pair. And I want to just pull those out just to do a side-by-side, guys, you know, compare them and stuff, you know? Let's go on and do that. All right, guys, here we have them both side by side, your 2014 pair and your 2025 pair. Of course, you know, same makeup, same idea. You get that suede all around these as well. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm going to be honest with you. This suede is very different than this one. If you look at that suede on that 2014 pair, still dead stock, just look how the quality is in that one compared to the 2025 pair. Definitely a difference. Definitely a difference. One thing I also want to touch on, just like feeling the toe box. That toe box in his 2014 pair is quite stiff. But when you pull out the 2025 pair versus the 2014 pair, that 2025 pair seems to be just a tad bit, you know, got a little bit of a soft touch to it, you know? Not bad, not bad. Another thing I also want to touch on is if you look here, guys, the tongues are very different. So on a 2014 pair, you see how long that tongue is? Look at that. Now the 2025 pair, see that? A lot shorter. Definitely a lot shorter. Another thing I want to touch on. Let's jump to the back of the shoe. So you got your 2014, 2025. If you look at those tail lights I was telling you guys about, the tail lights in the 2014 pair just has a little bit more of a better shade of yellow to it versus the 2025 pair. You see how it's almost kind of just, you know, not as dark as the 2014. I like the tail lights on the 2014. That yellow is solid. Whereas in the 2025 pair, it's a bit of a translucent look to it, you know? Bottom of the sneakers is nothing too crazy going on. The soles are pretty much the same, but there is definitely another thing that's different with them. The 2014 pair, it's not metallic. It's got that chrome look on it. Look how that chrome shine. But when you bring it to the 2025 pair, it's got that metallic look. Put them side by side, you see the chrome versus the metallic. Interesting, right? Very interesting, guys. Now, here's my take on these. I'm not gonna sit here and thrash these shoes and say, oh, this is trash or whatnot. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is not a bad pair of sneakers. For those of you guys that don't have the 2014 and you wanted to get your hands on these, hey, then I would say go for these. For me, obviously I got these because I wanted to get my hands on them, see them in person, give you guys a look at them. But for me, if I was to choose between these two, 2014 all day for me. I love the quality in the suede. I love that hairy feel to it. It's got a darker complexion. and the 2025 is a little, it's a tad bit faded. And I'll also tell you one thing. I love the chrome. I love the chrome shank plate on these. And you know, it's not too much of a big deal. I'm not trying to nitpick too much. I like the tongue on these. They're both got the same shoestrings. If I can pull them out, they both got the same shoestrings. They both have them chrome tips with your Air Jordan logo, with that Jumpman logo on the tip. If you guys can see that, I do apologize if you can't. I know those shoelaces are pretty tiny, but they both have the chrome tips. And here's another thing: the chrome on the 2014s shine a little bit better than its chrome on the 2025. If I put those close together, guys, if you can get a nice little look at that, 2014's got a good shine on it, and look at the 2025. It's a tad bit dull, you know? It doesn't stand out. It doesn't like pop at you as much as this pair. And mind you guys, I said these are dead stock. I have not worn these. I kind of feel like I want to wear them now because 2014 was over 10 years ago. But yeah, there's my take on it. But let's go on and put these bad boys back because the video is about these and of course not these. Alright guys, jumping right back into these. I would definitely love to know you guys' take on these. Did you guys cop a pair? Were you feeling these? I'm pretty sure, I'm not gonna say it was hard to get, but if you just put a little bit of legwork in, you got you a pair of these secure, you know. I don't remember the stock numbers. From what I'm being told, these were pretty limited. Nike know what they're doing, supply and demand, right? But we're gonna take a closer look at these bad boys, and then we're gonna wrap this bad boy up. Taking inspiration from Michael Jordan's 550 Maranello Ferrari, we have here the Air Jordan 14 Ferraris. Originally released back in 2014, this year, Jordan Brand decided to rev things up and give us the 2025 iteration of the Ferraris. With the suede upper all around the sneaker, and hints of carbon fiber along the midsole, and a cool Air Jordan logo reminiscent of the Ferrari logo, one cannot go wrong in this sporty pair of Air Jordans. So what do you guys think? Are you a fan? Or are you not a fan? Let me know what you guys think. Alright guys, there you have it, a look at your Air Jordan 14 2025 Ferraris. Like I said guys, it's not a bad shoe in my opinion, but of course for me, if I had to choose, I like the 2014s better just because of the quality. And you know, that's not how it always is with sneakers, but I do know for some sneakers with the with the pairs that were released way back, the quality is just different. You definitely see it. Like a good example is the Raging Bulls. If you look at the two pairs of Raging Bulls that we got, the suede is definitely a lot different. The OG pair of Raging Bulls, that suede is just like the 2014s. It's got that nice color to it. And then if you look at the, I want to say, was it 2020 or 2021 that the Raging Bulls recently released? I can't remember every sneaker, but I know it was around 2021 or something like that. The quality in that suede, I'm not gonna say it was horrible. It was decent, but if you put that next to, you know, the original pair that released way back, you gonna see the difference in that quality. You damn sure gonna see it. But other than that guys, not to talk your head off too much, if you can, if you may, hit that subscribe button down there. You know, just gonna give me a little click so you can stay up to date on the latest and greatest when I'm dropping something new. You never know what you're gonna get unless you subscribe and stay up to date on what I'm doing. Other than that guys, we're gonna wrap this bad boy up. Stay blessed, stay fresh, love your loved ones like it's no tomorrow. Until then, I'm gonna see you all very, very soon on the next one. Peace.